Hello everyone, my name is Oksana. It's Road to Edoverse, weekly Edoverse Insider the 68. We deliver the news about the creation of our project Edoverse. And as usual, Tokugawa-san, could you please open the session?
Okay. Thank you, Oksana. Hello, everybody. This is Iehiro Tokugawa speaking. Now, this week and next week, I would like to talk about Ronin. At least about Edoverse, we plan all male participants, also, well, women who would like to play with male avatars, to start off their avatars as a Ronin. So my understanding Ronin was a bit superficial. These are unemployed samurai. The first record of the term appeared as early as in the 15th century, way before Tokugawa times. In fact, it's even before Onin no Ran, which marked the beginning of the Sengoku, the Warring States period. So, and this simply meant that with the system that was created according to the Chinese model in ancient times that really collapsed, so there were unemployed people everywhere. So the Ronin could be peasants who had been, who could not eat off the land they were allotted to, that was allotted to them, or maybe they were servants of the emperor, or they were serving a local government office, which collapsed as a result of lack of revenue, and so on and so forth. But so there was always, these were just unemployed drifting people. But the term Ronin becomes much more specific with the end of the Warring Period era, and to be more specific, probably after the Sekigahara. So peace broke out, and as a result, there were the demand for samurai. The samurais declined quite rapidly. There was no need for war. But at the same time, as I've been stressing repeatedly, Toyotomi Hideyoshi attacked Korea with the force of 150,000. And it's estimated that the same number of samurai were waiting in Japan to be mobilized. So there must have been something like, so that is 300,000. And then there were other samurai conducting civilian service in their respective daimyo territory and so on. So there was between 500,000 and 1 million samurai at the end of the Toyotomi period, or on the eve of Sekigahara. And many of them lost work as military people or as soldiers. So, and then this is quite interesting, is that as Tokugawa shogunate took form and came into power, they did nothing to alleviate the survival issues of all the Ronin, the unemployed samurai. They just simply kept oppressing them and bullying them and trying to chase them out of major cities. And then once a samurai leaves the service of one daimyo, and then he cannot be employed by another. So the shogunate was almost consciously trying to create samurai unemployment. And then after 3 generations, these unemployed samurai would lose their family name. I mean, the family name is always there, but it stops to become official. So they would become commoners. And so how these Ronin, the unemployed samurai, would find honorable employment again becomes a big topic. And you see, and this led to at least 2 known incidents of civil war. Well, no, 3 well known. So one is the Battle of Osaka Castle, the battle which ended in the annihilation of the Toyotomi clan. In this case, about 100,000 samurai gathered in Osaka Castle, even though it was quite a desperate battle. So it was all of Japan against one castle, but it's still withheld for 4 months. And this is because many of the Ronin were there's so many Ronin that gathered, and they were very experienced and brave men. Okay, and then the next was in the 1630s when a band of Christians made a peasant riot in Kyushu, in the small township, a small castle town of Shimabara. But again, This lasted for months, and the supreme commander of the shogunate, Itakura, died in combat. And this is, again, as a result of all the Ronin coming together. And the final battle was that, well, the final incident was that of the attempted coup of Yui Shosetsu. Yui Shosetsu was a brilliant military scholar, and he managed to put his, and so many Ronin came to study the Sun Tzu under him. And then he would put his disciples, he would find employment for his disciples. And then this guy was planning a coup. And so him and all his disciple Ronins were arrested and executed. So this the coup attempt by Yui Shosetsu, which leaves very little records, and so is therefore of the interests of all the historians of today. This happened in 1651, and fortunately for Japan and also for the shogunate, the policy over Ronin would come to a dramatic shift after this incident. More on that next week. So thank you. That's all for this week. Thank you very much, Oksana.
Thank you very much, Tokugawa-san. And the next, Mitsushi, could you please join us?
Thanks, Oksana. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I changed my microphone, so I hope my sounds get better. And as for Web3 updates, interestingly, SEC in the United States, Security Commission, like SEC United States, charged Binance and also Coinbase crypto exchange. That was a very huge, shocking news for crypto people around the world. So SEC United States charged Binance and Coinbase for their regarded their business as an unregistered business, and their staking as a service program was unlawful. And a lot of tokens that they traded, such as Solana, BNB, and Axie Infinity, and Sandbox, all those tokens were regarded as security, no cryptocurrency by SEC. So a lot of crypto business based in the United States were shocked. But on the other hand, very interestingly or paradoxically, Japan is on the verge of becoming a pilgrimage of crypto, like a good place for cryptocurrency. So investment for crypto business in Japan is getting active and active, very interestingly, which is very opposite to the trend in the United States. In countries like the United States and some other Western countries, cryptocurrency or crypto-related business are somewhat regarded as sort of public enemy from government and other public agencies. But in Japan, the ruling political party, the Democrats and all the other politicians are supporting crypto and trying to, regard crypto as a very important part of national growth strategy. So I think we are in a good momentum. We can take advantage of this good, unique trend intrinsic in Japan and try to sort of globalize our projects. Right, there are many barriers like language barriers, tax barriers, and legal barriers. But I think now we are in a very great chance of utilizing or taking advantage of our Japan-based projects. I think Edoverse can become one of those leading projects in terms of Metaverse and also gamify. And also people outside Japan get interested in this concept of Edoverse. So I think paradoxically or consequentially, we are now in a great momentum. So we should take advantage of this trend and this sort of narrative of Japan being a pilgrimage and good place for crypto for enhancing a project and advancing a project. That's my take from last week's news. I mean, a lot of people interpreted this US news as a shocking thing, but I positively interpret that this is good for Japan-based projects. We should just mobilize more resources for market and promote our projects. That's my take and interpretation. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mitsushi. Very optimistic for us. Yes. And Martin, could you please join us? Hello.
Hello. Yes, Mitsushi, the word you're looking for, I think, is refuge, maybe. The pilgrimage is a journey, but I think Japan is going to be like a sanctuary for crypto.
Oasis for crypto, maybe.
Crypto oasis with our strong regulations. Yes, I mean it is very, very shocking news. Obviously, that's been dominating the headlines in our industry. But one thing I just would like to draw everyone's attention to is an interview that Takashi Murakami, the artist, gave to AFP, Agence France Presse, which came out today, where he talks about AI and his love-hate relationship with it. That's, I guess, for us kind of interested in art, and obviously AI is part of the project, definitely makes very interesting reading. So I'd just like to draw that to the attention of our listeners. And that's it from me this week.
Thank you very much, Martin. And Shunta, do you have any news for us?
Okay, hello everyone. Today we would like to announce the opening of Edoverse official Instagram account. The Instagram account for Edoverse has been launched since May, and we have started posting. We are currently in the process of creating an appealing home screen to attract users. And in the future, we plan to share the latest updates through stories or other ways. We will share contents in both English and Japanese, primarily targeting foreign individuals who may not be familiar with Edoverse, in order to reach potential customers. Information about the official Instagram account will be shared on other social medias in the near future. So please follow and support us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shunta. And Dominique, could you please sum up today's session?
Hey, thank you. That's great news, actually. The Instagram, finally. Yeah, but it's going to work, I think. People just, I want actually people just understand what Edoverse is doing at the moment, because still that we're just wait and see, and the people actually really waiting for the real Edoverse. But for Edoverse, already Ukiyo Museum launched, and then it's going to be expanding from now. And also, now it's the most exciting just project, just latest things. It will be Fortnite, the Edoverse battle game, just is going to start from July. And then we're actually now just making some program, just how we can just make hand over the Tokugawa hidden treasure to the real world in the nationwide Japan. It's going to just start from the July too. So we're going to just make some of the presentations, everything, just to a local authority in Japan. At the people once that even inbounds is overseas people coming to Japan, and then people just traveling just nationwide Japan, and then finding that Tokugawa hidden treasures, and that's going to be another sort of the very much fun, and also it might be actually a little hobby just in the Edoverse in the future. So. And then we will see that at the moment in a technical basis on Edoverse, we already just completed the connection between tokenomics and the 3D spaces. And then we're now just finding out that what kind of gamification that we can just make on the platform of the Edoverse. So now the gamification team is actually now started work, and then try to find that their status at the moment. We hope that first that very simple and a little slow game from the beginning and the end of this year. But it's going to start. The game is going to start from the end of the years. Before we do, now we're going to make some the enjoyable promotion and also advertisements. Just spread out that information about Edoverse, and that's going to be very exciting. We are just while we are waiting for the real Edoverse is coming, and then I'm just waiting for the VTubers, Edoverse VTubers coming up. We just announced in the monthly, probably the beautiful the princess and the kunoichis, and also the Ronin and ninjas. Actually, they're coming back as the VTubers, and then try to talk about Edoverse. That's going to be exciting too. So, and then last thing is that we are now creating the sites of amusement park, the amusement place, and also the horse racing park. It's going to take time, more than 5 years as a project, but we are just creating the project itself, and then probably it's going to be from the phase 1 to the phase 5. To take a long time to just finalizing this sites, but that's also just driving the tokenomics, the economy of Edoverse in the futures. So many things happening, but please wait for a little while, and then please enjoy Edoverse. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dominique, and thank you everybody for speaking today and delivering the news, and everybody for listening. So we will meet next week. Goodbye.